I am Jewish, and I lost a lot of my relatives and friends in the Holocaust. I think the most difficult things I experienced to see your relatives and friends disappearing and not knowing if they would ever come back or not. And most of them didn't come back. So, sorry. So that was the most difficult thing.
Well, I remember Pearl Harbor because I was in high school. And I remember that it was on a Sunday morning in 1941. And we went to school and we had a big convocation about the fact that we were at war.
You watched the headlines in the newspaper and you looked at those maps and you were well aware, yeah, we might be attacked.
I was also very much involved with the underground and helped people to go into hiding. So my experience as a young girl between 16 and 21 was never any parties and always being afraid.
Do you ever think about the people whose families, whose lives continued because of you?
Oh yeah, quite often actually. This is something you live with and you never forget.
How does it make you feel if I say you're part of the greatest generation?
Well, I think you're right.
I was always full of hope that I was convinced that the Germans would not win this war.
Everybody was in the streets. We stopped because the traffic was just helter-skelter and got out to find out what was going on and found out the war had ended.
Okay, well, I did spend my youth in the Bay Area in 1961. It was a glorious time to be alive. I had my kids and we protested at People's Park in Berkeley and we walked by the bayonets pointing at us. We were there. We lived through that.
Capcom, we're go for landing. Altitude 4200. Houston, you're go for landing, over.
Oh, I can remember the man landing on the moon. Oh, I still think it's phenomenal. We haven't made return trips yet, but maybe we will someday.
But that was, it really made us feel that, we can do anything if we can go to the moon, for goodness sake.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I remember very vividly 9/11, and my congregation remembers it. And I remember how tough it was to ask them if I could go for 2 weeks to 9/11 as a Red Cross volunteer.
I was 72 years old when we walked 90 miles at 12 to 16,000 feet and crossed a pass that was 17,000 feet to get around Mount Chamalari.
Do I believe in people? Absolutely. My advice would be more to the next generation, watch for opportunities.
Let go of hate.
You know what I've learned? The harder you work, the luckier you get.
Don't underestimate your own ability.
Believe in yourself. Believe in the people who support you.
Be confident. You'll fool a lot of people.
Trust in the long arc of history that bends toward justice.
Don't take life for granted.
I think we all enjoy the blessings of standing on the shoulders of giants. And I know my parents and my grandparents well enough to know a little bit about the good qualities I inherited and I learned from them. And I hope that we're able to pass on those good qualities to the next generations, both in the buildings we build and in the stories we tell and the lives we lead.